Hello, good afternoon students. Today I am going to discuss our continued part of emergence of psychology. In our previous class we have discussed four founders of psychology. We are reaching end of this unit, like ending part of the this unit. I am going to discuss some components has been left. That is basically a kind of timeline or kind of landmark in history of psychology. So I'm not going to more focus on the timeline, especially for which year which happens, but I'm more into focus on contribution of the different psychologists, especially from early medieval period to modern period. If you look into that aspect, so we will discuss some of the important philosophers come psychologists and those who shaped the course of psychology. So that is one is the first one is Plato. So Plato, you know that he was basically a philosopher in the context of political science and sociology and all aspect. He was considered as one of the great philosopher. So basically he talks about psychology as in developmenting of human being, in development of human being, human nature is basically there is a role of nature. Okay, the nature influence on human behavior. Kind of principle we generally discuss in the modern day called nature versus nurture is somewhere around have a root cause in this Plato principle. So it basically talks about the role of nature, that means physical existence or psychosocial environment. Somewhere around he talks about there is a relations between human mind and psychosocial environment. So for our examination point of view, you just understand what Plato talks. And actually modern day, though these principles are not applied that much, but these principles are definitely become a foundation of further theories. Okay, so many times we take examples from Aristotle and Plato, as you know, they are giving some kind of ideas in early time about psychology. So they are start thinking about systematic study of psychology. So that's what he talking about, role of nature in human behavior. All right. And the second point is Aristotle. You know that Aristotle is also disciple of Plato, and he talks about the structure of mind. So you see that earlier we talking about little bit subjective, but right now we are coming to the objective way, like structure of mind. Structuralism we already discussed in our schools. Actually structuralism one of the important school. So on that context, he talked about structure of the mind. It can be a large size, big size, so many aspect, how the structure of mind works according to him. So he talks about many aspects of mind, and which is not 100% proved right now, because we have developed a lot. We advanced more in the history of psychology to understanding the mind and body, but still it gives a kind of foundation. It helps us to we can't go to study psychology without understanding the Plato and Aristotle, what I mean to say. So okay, and the third one, Thomas Hobbes, he talks about psychological hedonism. So psychological hedonism, he talks as a context of well-being. As hedonism is basically related to well-being. How it is related to our welfare, whether it may be positive and negative. So I'm not going to discuss about what actually hedonism in detail. So just you have to aware of Thomas Hobbes was one of the philosopher, and he talks about psychological hedonism. So hedonistic hedonistic concept we will also discuss later on humanistic psychology and positive psychology. So I'm not going to discuss detail on that, as my objective is to just familiarize with some of the facts here. That's what I'm just going to explain here. So the another important aspect is Descartes. It talks about concept of dualism. Okay, so he talks about concept of dualism. That means there is a duality exists in nature, and he has also talked about pragmatism, some research, and in the context of research. But the nature of reality we can understand by understanding the dualism. So Descartes' work is also kind of philosophical in nature, and he also talks about many aspects like pragmatism and positivism. So all aspects are somewhere around rooted in basic philosophy. So Locke. Again, the fifth one is a Locke. John Locke, generally we called him. He was basically a political philosopher. He talked about social, contract. He maybe wrote the book called Social Contract, and he talks about very important in psychological content. Many times, question we have been asked in this way, called concept of tabula rasa. So tabula rasa is basically nothing but it's a kind of our mind is a blank slate. Blank slate. So whatever we write in the blank slate, it is it's taking shape, and it is fixed for a long time. So for your understanding, just you understand who gave the tabula rasa concept. That's what you are understanding, and you know that what you mean tabula rasa. So that is called blank state. Okay, so these founders are very important to you as match the following, the question can be asked, or also they ask directly the role of nature is the contribution of which one of the following psychologist, or they can ask you the concept of dualism given by which one of the following psychologist, or you can say that concept of tabula rasa is the contribution of which one of the following psychologist, or they may ask you match the following by giving the psychologist on one side and their contribution to other side. So this is a very, very important aspect. Emergence of psychology, those who are studying emergence of psychology, so look into this aspect little bit detail. Actually, I am not going to detail here. Those who are studying for a NET exam, so better you can go little bit work on this, little bit aware of these things. Apart from it is also helping, but you need to go through some of the aspect of this to analyzing the things so that you can have better understandings. So in upcoming video, because I am not going to discuss entire detail because it is taking too much time on video, so I am going to make as much as possible short videos so that it can be divided in different parts. So upcoming 2 to 3 videos, I am going to discuss other important psychologists and how it was changed the course of life of psychology or history of psychology, right? So as per, I am going to summarize these 4 or 5 psychologists who changed the course of psychology, because they were fundamental aspect of psychology as a scientific study when we consider as a psychology as a scientific study. So I'm going to summarize here in that fact that upcoming classes are going to be very interesting, as we are going to start the social psychology, because it's very important aspect. Before that, I will go into some of the videos related to timeline. So please follow my videos and share with your friends, and if you find it is useful, give me a like and share and subscribe with your friends and WhatsApp group wherever, so that they can get benefit from this kind of videos. So my videos are more into interactive in nature. I try to make more into interaction, those students can understand, to giving the details of the every each and point in the detailed manner, so that it will be more useful for examination purpose. So thank you for all of you watching my videos. Thank you so much.